Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy, Ivorian Spice, and welcome to the Catch Up Volume 14. Welcome to another week, another show, of course, guys. If you're new to this channel, remember to subscribe, smash that like button, remember to share, because sharing Ivorian Spice is caring. And if you're new to this show, this is the show where we talk about the hottest and latest debates surrounding our beloved club, Manchester United. We also look at the previous match that just went past. And of course, this weekend we played Burnley and thrashed them. And then we dive into whether there's news, whether there's transfers, we go into it. And then we wrap it up with the weekend run-up of the Premier League, ending it with the match preview. Of course, this weekend we'll be playing Leeds. Let's get it straight in there. Of course, I've got my usual panel. We've got Jex, of course, my co-host. Amok will be joining us in a bit. We've got Ems, today's special guest. We've got Big Phil representing One United Barbados, all the way from Canada. Salute to you, my bro. First of all, let me just introduce you guys to the guys. Got Big Phil here, One United Barbados, representing, of course, Canada, Toronto. Thank you for coming on today. Thank you for representing. Of course, first of all, let's just ask how you doing. How's the weekend been for you and everything?
Yo, man. Guys, thank you for having me on your Monday segment. I definitely want to say that weekend was really, really good, man. Weather here in Toronto is getting better versus like 2 months ago, which was like a -20, -30, but it's getting way better. Way better. So weekend is doing pretty good, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. It's been hot for the last couple of days. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you, well, go on, Jex. How you been, bro? How's the weekend, fam? You looking good as well. What are you saying?
What's good, bro? Yeah, had a good weekend. Nice weather, as you just said. We've got some interesting topics to speak about today. So all blessed this side, bro. All good.
And of course, we've got Ems. Ems, how you been, my bro?
Yeah, it's been all right. Obviously, the weekend, I couldn't really enjoy the sun too much because obviously I was working, but it looked great. But hey, it's a new week.
Definitely. Of course, like I said, guys, we'll be having Amok joining us in a couple of minutes or so. We'll go straight into this weekend's game. Manchester United 3, Burnley 1. Manchester United seen another 3 points, cementing second place, 10 points ahead those Ops, 8 points behind those Man City players, those Man City teams. Just 8 points behind. I don't care. I'm not going to say we're in a league, title league or whatever, because we really ain't. That's not the whole thing. But yes, Manchester United winning 3-1 against Burnley. Fantastic performance from the guys in the second half. First 45 minutes, atrocious, but that's the usual for Manchester United. Brilliant performance by Mason Greenwood, of course, guys. We're going to go straight into the performances and also Mason Greenwood's performances and also your man of the match and donkey of the match later on. But first of all, I just want to get you guys' feel of the game against Burnley. I'm going to start off with my guest, of course, representing One United Barbados. Big Phil, how did you feel about that game?
Yeah, like you said, if you've been watching United over the last probably 3 to 4 months, we always start out slow. And that first half, like you mentioned, it was atrocious, right? But we did not concede. So I was expecting a better performance in the second half, like I've seen in all the games probably since the beginning of 2021, right? And when that first goal went in, I honestly did not expect us to concede 5 minutes later, right? But for some reason, United still has that fight in them. And when Ole Gunnar brought on Cavani and he brought on Donny van de Beek, I sensed that we were going to go at least another goal up. And what a performance Mason Greenwood has been putting in, right? I know that earlier in the season, he was going through some personal issues with regards to England, and also his friend also committed suicide and what's not, right? But I think that Mason Greenwood will be one of the reasons we hold on to that second place. And he was brilliant in that second half, and we're going to need him for the Europa League, and we're going to need him for the rest of the season. And Edison Cavani, just rolling back the years from Napoli days, from PSG days. The guy is there to not only provide a third striker for United, but to also groom the likes of Mason Greenwood and the likes of Marcus Rashford and even Anthony Martial on how to position yourself as a striker of his caliber, right? So, United 3, Burnley 1, and 3 points in the bag.
Exactly, 3 points in the bag indeed. Ems, my bro, you watched that match, of course. How did you feel about that game?
Let me tell you something. The first half was terrible. Like I felt like I thought I was gonna fall asleep. I ain't gonna lie. And firstly, I like to say, boy, Dean Henderson. Oh my goodness. When I tell you there's media bias, media bias at best because he's English, That's for free. If David De Gea done them errors that I saw, but we wouldn't hear the end of it. They were talking about, I think it's time to bring Dean Henderson in. Do you know what I'm trying to say? No,
Yeah.
man. And then I thought Mason Greenwood, he played well, but then time and time again, the set pieces. This is nothing new. The zonal marking does not work. And why do you do zonal marking against Burnley? This is you're playing to their strength. Maguire could even jump. I don't even rate Maguire, but like no one flipping from a standing jump. Someone's running and jumping against you. It's impossible. So I think Ollie's stubborn. Like we need to go back to man marking because I think there was Saka was marking Tarkowski. Come on, man, that's a mismatch. So for me, it's just a typical Man United performance. Isn't it? The game was rubbish, and then we got the 3 points. It's like that probably since what? God knows how long. Probably since months. That nothing's changed.
Nothing has changed except what Ems is saying. Of course, overall, we got the 3 points. That's what he's saying. Jex, I'm gonna throw it straight to you, fam. How did you feel about that game against Burnley?
To echo what the boy said, I'm tired of seeing 45 minutes of dead football. The first half was terrible, I was surprised we started so well in the second half. Greenwood, again, he's doing his thing. He's played very well for me. Another highlight was Pogba, actually. I hate seeing him on the left, but when he's further forward, he can show us what he can do. And as much as I hate to see him play on the left, at least that's the one benefit that we do get from it, because a lot was happening through Pogba yesterday. So that's a good benefit. But our midfield, I'm sorry. From what I saw yesterday, these guys want to play in Super League. You can't even control Burnley. You want to play in Super League. Our midfield is not top notch, and I don't know why we're playing Pogba on the left, and I don't know why we have Van der Beek on the bench, and then we're playing both Fred and McTominay once again. I know I keep saying this every week, but I'm just sick of seeing it, to be honest. And I think that's one of the reasons why in the first half, nothing was really happening too tough. Those two centre midfielders, they weren't really making forward runs. We have Burnley on the ropes, and we can't even, But overall, a great second half. Cavani was good, a great vocal point as always. Greenwood was amazing. Rashford, good assist for Greenwood's first goal. You can't complain. There's another 3 points.
Another 3 points. Greenwood was amazing. And we're going to move straight into Mason Greenwood because, of course, Mason Greenwood, tremendous in that game. Very influential. 2 goals he scored. Heavily involved in those 2 goals, especially. My boy, Mason Gunman Greenwood, as I always say. Exceptional. Ems. Mason Greenwood so far has been in good form. How did you what was your take on his performance yesterday?
I thought it was a shout out for our team, to be honest. And I always think if you're going to put your house on anyone to score, 1-on-1 or right foot, left foot, Mason Greenwood's your man. That's why I know this got nothing to do with the show, but that's why I think England should take him to the Euros, in my opinion. because he can do things like that. He can play on the right, he can play up front, like he can come off the bench for them and get them a goal. So for me, Mason Greenwood, he's ceiling. I think his ceiling is higher than Marcus Rashford, in my opinion. In my opinion, anyway. So I'm happy he plays for Man United Football Club, and I'm sure there's more to come. I think next season we're gonna see the best of him.
I think about 3 years ago, I was telling guys, yo, Mason Greenwood reminds me of Robin van Persie. And I got laughed at. That was 3 years ago, right? Do you know how many people have messaged me saying, yo, Big Phil, this man looks like who? Robin van Persie. I just take my phone and I just throw it on the bed. And I'm like, I was saying this 3 years ago. Robin van Persie 2.0, left foot, right foot, and this guy is going to score. This guy is taking bullets with his left foot. This guy is taking penalties with his right foot. I do not know what this guy's strongest foot is, but his performance yesterday, amazing. I just want to make sure that he goes to England. Well, we'll discuss Super League later on, but if he does get called up for the England squad, he deserves it.
100%.
No, speaking. What's your take on that, Jakes? On Mason?
For me, he's a striker. He's a striker. I know it's good for him to be able to play different roles. The modern footballer can play front three. Foden, he plays here, he plays there. But I would love to see Greenwood play more up front because he can strike the ball with either feet, Either foot, he can strike the ball and it's clean and it's clinical. And for someone that young to be that clinical, it's a blessing in disguise for us. It really is. And it's great that we have Cavani to coach him and to be there for him as well. Like we saw in the Tottenham game last week. Cavani told him, bro, I want the ball ASAP. 2 minutes later, Greenwood licked it in and Cavani scored. So Greenwood is, for me, our best young prospect. Definitely. If I had a choice, of course, this isn't the case, but I would choose Greenwood over Rashford because I can see that Greenwood is far away from his potential. And whereas Rashford, for me, he's close to his potential, if not there already. So yeah, Greenwood is our guy. Here to stay, hopefully.
Yeah, Ems, and I see you there nodding your head when Jex was saying that Greenwood is better than Rashford. Because I truly believe that Greenwood is what everyone thinks Marcus Rashford is right now.
I agree.
But way better. So yeah, what do you think of what Jex just said there?
No, I agree. I think, yeah, Rashford still got them. He's still got them raw tendencies where he should be out of his game by now. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of like, he instead of dribbling, he passes. Instead of passing, he dribbles. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then when he's 1-on-1, yeah, no one can tell me they're so confident he's looking the net because all this guy does is the ball with power. There's no finesse or composure to his finishes. Like prime example, I think it was Leipzig when he scored the hat trick. All these finishes, yeah, was just power. Like there was no like placement to the finishing. And I think Greenwood 1-on-1, you would bank on him scoring 1-on-1s more than Marcus. And I think, like I said, Greenwood's got way higher ceiling than Marcus Rashford, in my opinion. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I think there's no disrespect. I like Marcus Rashford. I'm a fan, but I think there's out there like Marcus Rashford. I think Greenwood's more of a unique talent, in my opinion.
Where do you think he should be playing though? On the right or up front?
Oh, you know what? So like his education. We're not going to put a 19-year-old to start up front for Man United week in, week out. But I think when he gets to the age of 20, 21, he's got a decision to make. He's got to go to the manager's door and say, listen, I want up front. But it's difficult. I think for a young player, come and tell someone, I want to play up front when you've got experienced pro 28-year-olds and 27, it's difficult, man. Do you know what I mean? You gotta be flipping Messi, man. Do you know what I'm saying at that age? So for me, I think he's got to say, yeah, I want to play up front. Don't be a Theo Walcott and you don't know what way you want to play. So just tell him. No, it's true because remember there was a time, yeah, he said he wanted to be a striker, and then 8 years later he goes, I want to be a right winger. Like what? Like come on, man. So for me,
I remember when Theo said he wanted to be a striker, and then Wenger gave him a new contract saying you're going to be a striker, and the next game he went straight back to the right.
Of course, yeah, man. Man, like Wenger showed him who was really boss. Yeah, you want to play off floor? Okay, sign his contract. As soon as he signed the contract, back to the right.
Yeah.
One United Barbados. What's your opinion between Marcus Rashford and also Mason Greenwood's? And Liam, we'll get to your topic about the European Super League. We will talk about that later. So don't worry, bro. We've got you. But yes, back to you, One United Barbados.
So before I make the comparison between Mason Greenwood and Marcus Rashford, I want to make the comparison between Marcus Rashford and Kylian Mbappe. And I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why, right? The difference between Marcus Rashford and Kylian Mbappe is just decision making, right? With Kylian Mbappe can be taken on the Decepticons or the Transformers or the Avengers, and he will look at them and say, you know what? I don't care who you are. I'm going to take you on. He's going to run at you. With Marcus Rashford is almost like a deer in the headlights in some games, right? Like your guy M said, when Marcus Rashford should be shooting, he's passing. When he should be passing, he's shooting, right? So it's just that decision making that is going to take Marcus Rashford to that next level, you know, on the same level as Erling Haaland or Kylian Mbappe. Now, if we had to shift back to Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood, the only reason I prefer Mason Greenwood on the right is because he likes to run at people. And if you are at the top as a striker, I don't think that you have enough room to work with when you are a center forward, right? Unless you're going to adopt that, let's say, Harry Kane role and draw back for Spurs and look to spread the ball, right? Which Mason Greenwood is capable of doing, but I think he's a bit more effective running at players on the right. In terms of finishing, I'm going to slightly give it to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford knows how to finish, but is just slightly above Mason Greenwood. What I do give Mason Greenwood over Marcus Rashford is that the guy can use both feet. Right?
I don't know about the whole Rashford being a better finisher, because Rashford decision making is terrible. And to be a very good finisher, you need to make the right decisions. And between me and you, between all of us, I would go with Greenwood because he's a far better finisher. His decision making is when it comes to finishing is far better than Marcus Rashford. Rashford is erratic when it comes to finishing, especially when he has time to think. You know, when he has all the time to think, he makes the wrong decision when he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's only good when he has to think quickly. I don't know. What do you think?
I think, yeah, in my opinion, you got to ask the question. Rashford come through when he come through the first team, he started as a striker. Why do you think he's gone to the left? Because he doesn't feel. I don't think he feels confident playing up front because his back to goal is not good. And one-on-one he's all right. One-on-one is all right, but I think you put your money on Mason Greenwood finishing on one-on-one than Marcus, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm telling you, I just think Mason Greenwood's ceiling is way higher than Marcus, and I think Marcus is coming close to his potential, as Begs just said. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, for me, Rashford for me is a left winger. For me, Anthony Martial as well as a left winger. United don't have strikers, unfortunately, and maybe that's why I'm seeing Greenwood as a striker, because for me, the only real striker we have is Cavani. And we need to go into the market and find someone this summer, definitely. But as for Rashford, he's hot and cold. Like Big Phil said, this guy a couple years ago, he was being compared to Mbappe 2-3 years ago. And for me, the only difference is, it's like what Big Phil said. Mbappe knows what to do and when to do it. Rashford knows what to do, but at times he doesn't know when to do it. Whether that's down to coaching or whether that's down to him. For me, it's probably 80% him, 20% coaching. But I've seen it too often from Rashford. But then we've also seen Rashford play well. So we can't get onto him too much. But the reason why he's playing on the left is because his finishing is not up to par. So how often have he scored more than 20 goals a season?
It's a bit of a tough one with Marcus Rashford because, of course, he plays, he annoys you, but at the same time, he gets the results, you know? He gets the goals.
That's it.
He's been getting the assists. I'm not capping right now. He's been scoring 20 goals. This is back to back now. He's almost going to be scoring 20 goals above season, above in a season, back to back now. And so far, with double assists, just same as last season, he's showing some level of consistency in terms of statistics, getting results. But his performance on the pitch for the whole 90 minutes is frustrating. So it's a tough one. But guys, we're going to move on because I just want to get you guys man of the match and donkey of the match in that game before we move on to the next topic. Of course, my man of the match, of course, has to go to Greenwood. My donkey of the match, not that anyone played rubbish, but it has to go to Maguire for the goal that we conceded. I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, do you know a big man like him, Charovsky, couldn't handle him, and he was who ended up on the floor. I'm tired of seeing this. Maguire is big for nothing.
I don't blame him.
All this talk about him being excellent in the air. I don't know, bro, because we don't.
I actually kind of blame Wan-Bissaka, but okay.
No, you can blame Wan-Bissaka. I can blame Wan-Bissaka. He left his man, but at the end of the day, who did I see on the floor? Maguire. Simple as. That's my donkey of the match. Like I said, no one played shit. It's just that moment. That's the reason why I'm giving him donkey of the match. I'm going to move it. I'm going to pass it on straight to you, Big Phil. On United Barbados, of course. Who was your man of the match and who was your donkey of the match?
I could be a bit different. You did say Greenwood was your man of the match, and kudos to that. I would give my man of the match to Marcus Rashford. Right, Marcus Rashford was showing a lot of trickery, a lot of skill. He was nutmegging some guys, a little bit on the decision making, but I think he was there and he played well. My donkey of the match has to go to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and that's just me. So and the reason I say donkey of the match is because Harry Maguire already was in a position where he's supposed to be, right? But in my opinion, if Aaron Wan-Bissaka was a bit more physical on Tarkowski, he could have at least, I guess, offset his balance, and that goal may have not scored, or Dean Henderson would have saved it. So yeah, he's my donkey of the match, honestly.
Fair enough. Wan-Bissaka. Of course, you got Marcus Rashford with the assist in that goal. Let's not forget, he did get an assist. Clever dummy by Bruno Fernandes. We have to respect him for that. Jex, let's move for it straight to you, bro. Who was your man of the match and who was your donkey of the match? And let's just welcome Amok as he's Amok, big ups to you. Just broke your fast. But as we were just discussing donkey of the match and man of the match, I'm going to move up to Jex, and then I'll get your take on what you thought of the match and who your man of the match, donkey of the match was. Okay? So, Jex, who was your donkey of the match and man of the match?
Man of the match has to go to Mason. Young boy getting 2 goals. Young man, should I say, getting 2 goals in that game. Great performance from him. Donkey for me, like you said, Ivorian Spice, it's a tricky one because no one particularly played bad, to be honest with you. It was just the first half was a bit dead, but I would have to give it to Wan-Bissaka simply because you have to be goal side of your man, and he just let my man run past it. I don't blame him per se. For me, that's Ollie's problem because I don't know why we're doing this zonal marking, and I don't know why Wan-Bissaka is marking a man of that stature and that size when we all know Wan-Bissaka is not great in the air. So whether that's down to the management in the zonal marking or down to maybe the captain not assessing the situation and doing something to change it, but Wan-Bissaka shouldn't have been marking in my opinion. So yeah, he's donkey.
And with you, Ems, who was your man of the match and who was your donkey of the match as well?
The man of the match is Greenwood, and everyone's basically said, Jackson said what I kind of wanted to say, but he said it, so I'm just gonna move on to donkey of the match. In my personal opinion, Dean Henderson. In my opinion, bro, sorry, but this guy was making some serious errors. Lucky didn't lead to goals. You know what I mean? Like I said, English bias with the media, like everything's been swept under that carpet because he was doing some stupidness. Like obviously, like Wan-Bissaka, yeah. Obviously, my views in it. He's like man on roller skates in it, but I thought he was all right, but the end no, that was scary. That one, I was like, what are you doing? What's his name? Is it Woods? Is it Woods? That one.
Yeah, Wood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
Wood.
he's
Yeah.
like, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? But that's what I want to say. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, guys, Ems is on one right now. Amok, of course, welcome. Before we just said, Liam says that he man the match was Cavani, and of course Maguire. Big up Liam for that, obviously back him man up with the. With you, Amok, what was your take on the game against Burnley, and also who was your man of the match, and who was your donkey of the match?
I think it was a good game because we got the 3 points. Like the first half wasn't really all that because I didn't see Manchester press like going forward to score. We did have the ball. We did get a couple of passes, which I haven't seen us do for like few games in the first half because our first half been very poor in the past few weeks. So this game kind of okay. It was just a shameful error that obviously we all know if we get a defensive mistake, it's always going to be Maguire and sometimes Lindelof. But Maguire made a mistake. That zone marking, I don't know where it is. You stood there in the middle. You can see the whole pitch. What happened? You got budded. You dropped on the floor. Like, come on. You 2, you 6 something. Like, the manager got to do something about the zone marking. This season, that's been a downfall. We've conceded a lot of goals because of that zone marking, and it's not helping. It might be certain games that we might need that 3 point, and we are going to lose it just because of them type of mistakes. But it was a good game. We got the 3 points, 8 points between us and Man City. It's looking good. I'm a bit optimistic because I think the lads are doing well. They're actually putting work. So for them, I don't know if you knew, Burnley, we don't beat Burnley at Old Trafford,
Yeah, we know. But just to wrap it up, who was your man of the match? Who's your donkey of the match?
My man of the match obviously going to be Greenwood. For young you to do what he did yesterday, I was impressed. And donkey of the match, it has to be Maguire, just because he made that mistake.
Slabhead Maguire. As I said before, when I saw Maguire hit the ground and hit the grass, and if I was to tell you who won the fight between the grass and Maguire, Maguire won, bro. I felt sorry for that grass, bro. With that big fat head of his. Guys, we're going to move it on to the biggest news right now that is breaking and surfing the web and everywhere, worldwide news. Of course, guys, you heard about the new European Super League, which, of course, 6 of our team from the Premier League has signed up, of course, as being one of the founders, of the founding member of this European Super League. This is a league that, of course, about 12 teams so far, which, of course, they're hoping to have 20 teams in the league play. But, of course, 12 teams so far, including the top 2 teams from Italy, which is AC Milan, Inter. Juve, I'm not too sure if they signed up. We've got, of course, from Spain, La Liga, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and, of course, Real Madrid. And, we of course, Bayern Munich, of course, rejected, and PSG rejected. But, of course, it's pending. Of course, other teams will be joining. But, yeah, this is a league where they're breaking away from, of course, Europe, which doesn't mean they're technically breaking away from Europe. It just means that they want to do something on the side, their own thing on the side, while they're still playing in their respective national competition. Of course, this European Super League, of course, financed and backed by JP Morgan, big American bank. And of course, guys, sometimes you're asking yourself, this European Super League, Rich Man League, is it a new Illuminati group? We don't know. It's a rich man sport and it's a rich man league. Of course, we got people out here that's going crazy saying it's a disgrace. Everyone is greedy. They're all greedy. They're all of a sudden, they want to do this. And of course, there's disrespect to, of course, the pyramid scheme of football where, you aim to reach the top. Of course, but of course, You may say that, but
That's me.
me playing devil advocate, the European Super League is not to take the teams out of their respective league. They will still do what they have to do, but of course, they just want to introduce a new competition that's just the best clubs. And some of you guys, instead of watching Burnley versus Southampton on a Sunday, you can end up watching Real Madrid versus Manchester United on a Sunday. You never know. But guys, we're going to dive direction. We're going to talk about this. I want to get your guys' takes on this briefly. Let me know. I want to start off with you, Jex. Since you're on mute, unmute yourself, fam. Yes, unmute yourself. What's your take on this?
To start off from maybe a side that people haven't heard as of late, because you know that everyone's against this, is inevitable. Life is about change. We are going to see changes in the way football is structured. We are going to see this. I've heard about this or ideas of this for the last decade. We've heard of people saying maybe there might be a European league, this and that. However, the fact that the competition is taken out of it, us fans don't want this. Why should Arsenal be in that Super League? They can't even beat Fulham.
I know.
Why should United be? Why should we be in the Super League? We don't deserve it. What? It's a poor idea. It's not one that the fans want. And now the whole of England and the world can see why United fans wanted Glazers out in the first place. These Americans just want to come and change it. Soon they're going to want to change the name football to soccer as well. And deep this, Ed Woodward used to work for JP Morgan.
Yeah, a banker.
He was involved. He was in mergers and acquisitions when Glazers were trying to buy Man United. This all sounds booky to me, and for me, it's totally unfair to the lower teams and the lower clubs. Top six, all these clubs getting a 200 to 300 million euro welcome bonus. How unfair is that? I don't think it will happen. If it does, there'll be a heavy compromise whereby all parties are benefited outside of that strange league. For me, it's a total no. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm going to move it on to United Barbados. What's your take on this European Super League?
Excuse my language, but this is absolute BS, honestly. Right? Now, you want the main question you should ask is, you know who are the main stakeholders in all of this? It's me, it's you, it's all the guys on this stream here, right? It's the guys that have cried and muttered, "Glory, glory, Manchester United." It's the guys and girls who have said, "You'll never walk alone." It's the guys and girls that have said, 49, 49 undefeated. It's the guys and girls that have said, "Mesque un club, Hala Madrid." Those are the main stakeholders that are going to be affected in this whole thing. Yeah, you can tell me that there was a breakaway in 1992 from the division to the Premier League, as what we call it now. But things have changed so drastically there. You're trying to tell me that American owners, just because their superstar team cannot be relegated, that they're going to throw a fit and just throw money at them? You're trying to tell me that the only punishment that I'm going to get for performing poorly is $350 million? You're trying to tell me that based on the Busby Babes in the past and the Hillborough attacks, that is what you're going to base this off of, the history? This is absolute bullshit. It is. And I was on a podcast late last night, up to 2:00 in the morning, my time, and everybody is just saying the same thing over and over again. The anthem of this new Super League is going to be money, 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 money. And I mean, I mean, like these American owners, Joe Glazer, who is now the vice chair of the European Super League. It took him 2 years to understand the offside rule. You really think I could trust football with that guy? Are you kidding me? A guy that has never shown up to any Manchester United games. The guy was head front there when who won the NFL just now? I can't remember who won the NFL just now. The Buccaneers, right? The guy was head front and center when the Buccaneers won. Has he ever been to a FA Cup game, a Champions League game that Manchester United has been in? these billionaire owners are taken away from the
Word.
fans. They are the real stakeholders in all this. Without the football fans, football is nothing. And before I end this here, you're trying to tell me that you're trying to flex your financial muscle in a pandemic? Absolute BS, man. Sorry
Absolute bullshit.
for the rant, guys, but this
No,
has had me.
That's
I hear
right.
your pain. I hear your pain.
That's
Nah, man,
right.
this has
I
had me
agree with
pissed
you,
off
bro.
last night, man. I have been pissed
I
off at
agree with
this
you,
since
bro.
last night because we played well against Burnley, and I'm there looking for the highlights that Cavani scored, and all of a sudden I'm seeing um things with regards to Super League, and it just overshadows that good performance from Manchester United. Man, this is absolute BS, man.
True.
Absolute bullshit. Like One United Barbados say. Amok, what's your take on this European Super League?
I don't know what to say about this because I'm really disappointed that Manchester United as a team actually signed to be part of this because I felt like they should have waited like Bayern Munich, PSG, them other teams, not just accept the offer because it makes it so. Why was the team saying on this five? Is it the substitution? Because lower team who don't have good players will get punished. This is just another example of it. So if you ain't got that muscle, what are you gonna do? You just said it. Oh, you think I'm gonna watch Burnley play West Ham when Real Madrid is playing PSG or Barcelona? Like, let's be real. This is just another way for the rich people to get money. It's all a scam. They're just trying to get views. We've all seen how this streaming and digital world going. They're trying to bring a new dimension into football to get of this young generation, our generation, and the lame people's generation to get to watch whatever they call this Super League. And it is gonna happen. We're just gonna rant, get upset. But to be honest, I did that all yesterday. I did it in one day. As soon as a hard day, I went through my feelings and everything. What I got was acceptance. I'm gonna accept it, but we're gonna miss a lot. We're gonna miss them Tuesday games, them Wednesday games. We're gonna miss a lot, and it ain't gonna be fair though. It's not fair. As a fan, he just said it. Oh, us the fans are the stakeholders, and they just robbed us of something that I grew up watching as a kid. I rushed to come watch football. So, because now you're telling me, because you got money, you can change how I watch my football. That's what it is. They're telling us that they can change what we do. We've all seen with Corona. Now, if you want to travel, you got to take the vaccine. Bare people don't want to take the vaccines, but they're taking it. So everything is going to change. For me, I feel like we're getting into the new era, aren't it? Since it's going to happen, everything's just going to change. This is inevitable. It's going to happen.
I hear you. Ems, what's your take as well on this new Super League, this new
But
Illuminati group?
I echo everything. I echo everything you guys said. This is total BS, yeah. And if we're serious, everyone's serious. All the media companies, BT, Sky, ITV, all of them, yeah, do not accept the money to show the game. But we know money tools. When money hits them, they'll take it. But I'm not happy about this because let's be honest, yeah. The six English clubs, yeah. What has Tottenham ever won for them to be an elite club? Huh?
Nothing,
No,
nada.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
When's the last time Arsenal Football Club won the Premier League title? And where are they now in the league right now? Huh?
Is it in the first half or second half?
Ninth.
Ninth.
Yeah.
Just
It could be 10th. I don't know. But I know it's ninth.
borderline.
Yeah. And right now, yeah, out of the big six, yeah. How many elite players do Man United have in their team?
Word.
Hey, ask them again.
Word.
Ask them again.
Word.
Huh? Yeah.
Word.
Ask them again. Ask them again.
Top
Players
three.
do Arsenal have? How many elite players do Arsenal have?
One. Aubameyang.
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 You can go on and on with these. How many elite players? Even Man City, yeah, it's a bit debatable who's elite there. But
No. Man City got it still. Man City got it. They got it.
There's a couple. But what I'm trying to say is we've got the name, the brand, yeah. Apple Cup is an elite name. We have elite players, bro. So for me, they need to put that trash in the bin, bro. This is a disgrace. This shows, yeah. These shows, these clubs don't care about us. They never did, bro. And these Glazers, they're snake under the grass, bro. We need to get them out. And you know me, yeah. I didn't care about the Glazers because I thought, raw, we backing our managers with money. But now this now has probably turned all the Man United fans against the Glazers. And you know what? Yeah, you gotta be serious. These Americans don't know football. All they care about is the cash, blood. They don't know football. They don't know football. When did you see Stan Kroenke at Arsenal game at the Emirates? When he said it, Joe Glazer. When did he be up?
Long time.
These men don't travel to these games. They don't care, bro. They let the chief executive make the decisions. As long as you're bringing in cash, that's all they care about. They don't care. They don't care. Real Madrid, Barcelona. I'm embarrassed. Barcelona. You're meant to be more than a club. What are you doing? What are you doing? Madrid, what are you doing? Bro, that's why I got to rate Dortmund and Munich. They said, hell no. But I honestly believe, though, I don't think it's going to happen personally. I think something's... Because obviously, think about it. All the FIFA have said, if any of the clubs compete, the players cannot play for the international team. So,
that's BS, though.
Players,
it will change. It will change.
How can you punish?
It will change it.
How can you punish the players? Because the players are contracted to the club. If the club goes to the league, like I'm a player, like I'm just playing for my club. It's not down to me.
We will get into that. Just give me a moment, guys. I'm just about to read quotes coming out from, of course, the UEFA president himself, who's, of course, he's outraged. Alexander Severin, who he said a couple of things regarding this whole European Super League. We will take all the sanctions that we can, and we will inform you as soon as we have the clear answers. My opinion is that as soon as possible, the players have to be banned from all our competitions. He also added that I cannot stress more strongly UEFA and the footballing world and are united against the disgraceful, self-serving proposal we have seen, fueled purely by greed. It is a nonsense of a project. The idea is a spit in the face for all football lovers and our society. We will not allow them to take this away from us. Of course, he also said, of course, as we were just saying earlier on, any players that participate in this year, they'll be banned from their international team or international tournament, which I feel like, hold on a minute, that's unfair, because at the end of the day, they are employees. Their employers has instructed them to do something. They've got no choice. So why punish the players? Punish the club, not punish the players, because it's not their fault. They were unaware of this whole situation. Of course, guys, this is open to discussion now, part of the open debate. Now, again, like as I was saying before, it's not their fault. Jegs, as you were saying earlier on, you were saying that it's not their fault. They shouldn't really be punished for it.
It's true. I understand these top 6 teams potentially being kicked out of the Premier League. I understand that one. But to then say these players can't play international football is more... It's not the players' fault. Players play international football out of pride and love for their countries. How are you going to punish someone like that? Especially when the players probably weren't spoken about this too tough themselves. All the decisions were made at the very top. So for that one there, I don't agree with. However, if the teams were to be kicked out of the Premier League, I'd say fair enough. That's the decision UEFA's made. Fair enough. Because no wonder they sign stuff quickly and behind closed doors. The president came out and said he spoke to the he's called the Juve chairman on the weekend, and he said, "Yeah, I'll call you back. His phone was off. They knew. He spoke to Ed Woodward last week Thursday about financial fair play. He didn't mention this at all. So these guys were keeping this very quiet, very staunch. That's why I said earlier, it's a bookie behavior. They were acting dodgily, so they know what they're doing is not right. They know it, and they knew that they will get this backlash. So
No,
I
it's
mean,
funny
go on.
how the people that are running this, of course, you got Florentino Perez as the president
the
of this
president,
whole
yeah.
European Super League, co-president, whatever, CEO, whatever. You've got Joe Glazer, and of course you've got Stan Kroenke as well involved, and you've got Ed Woodward as well involved. Which Ed Woodward, of course, resigned from his position in UEFA, and I'm not thinking, wait a minute, you had a position in UEFA. You don't know shit about football. Why would I? What the hell?
One of the financial
Well, maybe
departments.
they
One of the
had it in the financial
financial
department.
departments.
Yeah. So yeah, like those people in charge, I'm not
But
surprised. This was something in the making for years. Of course, Van Gaal said this in 2016, saying that, of course,
But
what the
actually,
club cares about is
Arsene Wenger in 2009 said, guys, don't be surprised if some sort of European Super League will be formed in the next couple of years, and we can't do anything about it. That's what Arsene Wenger said in
We
2009.
can't.
We can't but what the thing that you just read said a whole lot of things. The thing that I took from whatever he said that I think is really going to affect us, the viewers, the fans. We are going to miss out on national football, like Euros, African Cup of Nations, because this, like you guys just mentioned, these players are contracted. They have to play for these clubs, so which makes them not playing like national for the countries in that. And what happened to national football? What happens to national football when that happens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know
that's
what's
true.
interesting? Do you know
What
what's
happens to
nuts
the
me,
Premier
yeah?
League
Oh,
when
go
that happens? What happened to the Premier League
Lower
when the
competition.
competition stopped coming up? Because it's Champions League, Europa, right? That's why team playing hard to get to them competitions. What happened to the Champions League? What happened to the Premier League?
No, it will still be there. They just want to compete
I-
with the Champions League. But Ems, you was going to
I-
say something?
I think these organizations
This is
are
gonna shout
all for
the.
themselves.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. I think these organizations are all for themselves, man. I mean, look, during the pandemic, they were trying to do Sky Sports box office, pay $14.95 and all that crap.
Yeah,
So for me,
they can't talk.
no, it's the truth. They're all in
Trust
it for
me.
themselves. And now they're
Yeah.
about the Premier League want to chat rubbish. So, bro, they're just as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Very bad.
No,
Now,
it's
I just
true
want to
though.
ask a question now.
People.
Hey, just touched it. That's the right
True.
spot. Said it all.
I just want to ask a question. Are people within the rights to be angry, as you just said, M's there, Premier League? How dare they get upset as they themselves try to charge people £14 something just to watch a 3 p.m. kickoff? Yeah. Should they be angry? UEFA themselves, should they be angry? What at the end of the day, they said it themselves, not breaking away from their respective nations' leagues. They just want to do something on the side, that just generates plenty of money. So my question now to you guys is: should everyone be reacting like this? Because I somehow feel like it's a bit too much, the reaction.
No, we
I
should.
think.
Can I ask a question?
No. Wait, can I? Oh, all right. Sorry. Go on.
Why did we introduce financial fair play? To stop things like this happening, to stop
Oh,
teams
that's a
just
joke.
buying all the best players.
That's a joke. That's a joke. That's a joke.
I understand, but at least it's something, isn't it? What we can't have teams that are just have all the best players play the rest of the world and beat them 8-0 every week or beat them 5-0 every week. It's just unfair, and it's just not what we want. We followed football not to see teams get rich. Followed football to see
But
competition.
you would love to see a league where there is a Real Madrid, Manchester United. This is like,
Nah,
anyone
bro.
ever played Pro
Not all the
Evolution
time.
Master
No.
League? This is Master
Not all
League
the
right
time.
now.
I don't
If
want
anyone
that,
ever
man.
played PES,
We-
there is a
we
competition
don't
called Master League where you can remix the whole league and put the best of the best in one particular league and all that
We
kind
don't
of
even
stuff.
have.
And this is
We
what
don't even
they've
have an
done.
elite coach, bro. We don't have an elite coach, bro. We're talking about the European Super League. We don't have an elite coach, bro.
Like, it's not
So
about
it's-
that at the moment.
No, but it's
Ivorian Spice. You play
Go on.
FIFA, right? You play
Yes.
FIFA, right? If
Yeah.
I just have to take, okay, I give you FIFA on amateur mode and you just play for the next 3 or 4 years. After the first season, wouldn't you be bored?
No, I would be bored. I would be bored eventually. Honestly
Yeah,
speaking.
that's how it's gonna be.
True.
But you would like
know
to
what?
see this type of thing happen, though. Just a one-off, at least.
How many
Just
teams
to
are they
see a
looking
league
to get?
with
How many
20.
teams are they 20 to create a
But
whole
there's 12
league?
signed up so far.
If it was a one-off thing, if it was a one-off thing like every 3 years or something, I don't know. Maybe that might be acceptable. But this thing,
Yep.
is but what
Yep.
I want to say is, funny though, everybody's outrage, yeah, it's to do with money. But I don't see outrage when it's racism, blood. When it's racism,
This pisses me off the most.
Don't even touch on that. That was the very M's. That was the very first question I asked last night on the podcast. Where was this energy for racism in football?
Who saw Gary
Where was
Neville's
this
passionate
energy?
rap? Where was Gary Neville's energy for racism? This energy that I saw yesterday, it was a disgrace in Enquires.
People are going
Where
to
was
lose
his
their
energy
jobs.
to get rid of the Glazers? Where was his energy when we was hiring the wrong managers and all that stuff? Why didn't they show the same compassion when it came to racism? You know, why didn't, you know what I mean? To the extent that the government wants to be involved in the situation. Our Prime Minister wants to be involved in stopping this. What's it got to do with the Prime Minister?
Don't even start on that, man. Holy.
Nothing. This is football. But guys, let's move it on because, of course, we are heavily deep into this podcast. We are 51 minutes in, guys. Remember to subscribe and make sure you smash that like. Another news we're going to cover briefly, which makes me smile as well because, of course, I remember when this guy was in charge, I was going through the hardest time of my life as well, especially when we lost against Liverpool. Woke up 3 o'clock in the morning in pain. Said, no, I want this guy gone. Fell sick one day at work, vomited at work, got sent home. And then again, as I got almost home, I come out the station, I vomited again. I got to bed. I had a bug. I not for a couple of minutes and an hour. Next thing you know, I look on my phone. It says that Jose Mourinho has been sacked from Manchester United, and that was God allow me to vomit all the sickness from that guy. That was the last couple of sickness, and he has been sacked again. A failure, I will say. Now he's a failure. Sacked by Chelsea twice. Sacked by Madrid. Sacked by Manchester United, now sacked by Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham. Common club, Tottenham. Mourinho being sacked, guys. Open, guys. Whoever wants to take the front. What do you guys think about that sacking? Because I saw it coming.
I think, the time was the wall, but I think the timing is not good timing, in my opinion. I think personally, they should have done it after the final. So after the final, we should have given him the final. Even though I think it just wasn't the answer. It never was the answer. I don't know why Tottenham took damage good. Did they not see when we took him from Chelsea, bro? Have you not seen? See, Tottenham were desperate. Tottenham were desperate with the trophy. And now they've seen he's just not that guy anymore. He tried to ruin Dele Alli's career. Like now Dele Alli's not even thought of to go to the Euros right now. You know what I mean? So you know what the maddest thing is though? When you got a CV, you get a job though. Maybe not in the Premier League, but you get a job. So for him, he's lucky he's got that CV of 20 major trophies. But he needs to change his style because, bro, Tottenham were horrible to watch. I thought Man United were bad, but Tottenham, bloody hell, if paint could dry, blood, fuck me, bro. Sorry, excuse my French. But no.
No, it's cool. I say swearing's fine.
But his football was scary, man. I thought sorry for Hurricane. It was dire, man.
Yeah, but Jose Mourinho. As you go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to add to that actually. Jose, his football's old style and is outdated, you know. We saw it at United and we're seeing it again at Tottenham. I wouldn't go as far as to say that he's a failure because albeit he had dead football, at least he still brought a couple trophies to United. At least he was still in the chance of winning a trophy at Tottenham. They sacked him a week before the opportunity to win Tottenham's first cup. And something is telling me Mourinho woke up and saw this Super League nonsense and had something mad to say to Levy. And Levy said, you know what? You're sacked. Because you know how Jose is and you know how passionate he is. So, I don't think Jose will get another big job anytime soon. His football's outdated. But I still feel like people should put respect on his name. He's won a lot of
Yeah, put
trophies.
respect on him.
He's done more than
Put
Oli
respect on his
for
name.
me because he won
But
2
he's a-
trophies.
he's a
Oli's yet to
has-been
bring
now.
anything in.
He's a has
It has
been.
been, you know.
He's
True,
a
yeah,
has
of
been
course,
now.
of
Trust
course.
me.
But trophies is everything, bro. I don't care what anyone tells me.
True.
It boosts your CV, bro. That's why I say, Oli, you got to win that Europa, blood. I don't want me. No top club
Absolutely.
taking him. So that's my
Absolutely.
opinion.
Well, on United Barbados, what's your take on Jose Mourinho's sacking?
I think it's rumored that he had some falling out with Daniel Levy with regards to the whole Super League, and it's rumored that he was sacked because he refused to take the players out to training. And if that's the reason why he was sacked, I give him a little bit of respect, right? Because I don't think he has sold his soul for money, but to be sacked under those conditions, he can kind of leave Spurs with his head held high, right? But Jose Mourinho is kind of still stuck in this whole 2010, 2011 football playing style. And I don't think since probably his Inter Milan days or Real Madrid days, he's really like tweaked any of his playing styles, right? I mean, you have Real Madrid playing defensive football. What sort of thing is that? When you got Cristiano Ronaldo, Mesut Ozil, that Angel Di Maria playing defensive football, but for some reason, when he got hired at Tottenham, it was almost like these two people, these two entities needed each other, right? You know, one needed to get back into football, and the other needed a trophy, right? So it's almost like two of them married. But you know, Jose Mourinho being sacked, I give it probably within 6 months that he finds another job. It'll probably be in China, or it'll probably be I don't
Italy.
know, Russia, or back in Portugal, or Saudi
Maybe
Arabia.
the Arab countries because
Yeah.
they've got money. I'm not surprised though. I've been laughing, I've been smiling, listening to you guys, and that I'm just happy. All I can say right now, I just want to be next to Pogba. Just see what he's saying. Like, I say, big man, what you saying? What you saying? You get me? Like, his obviously we gotta show respect because he gave us 2 titles and stuff, which is good. But for me, his football is painful. His football is painful. I don't know if you lot experience Mourinho's football. When you go work, you put in all your hardest, and your manager just looking inquisitive, like they ain't even done properly, and you have to redo it again. And you come back home lazy, tired, you can't do nothing. That's how it feels when you watch Manchester play under Mourinho. We were terrible. Ems, Tottenham, they're lucky. They got rid of him quick. So the football didn't last longer in Tottenham. We had it. We were terrible.
Yeah.
Mourinho, so he deserved this. I said it before. I said, if I was him, I would literally stop being the manager. Just find something else. He's actually a very good pundit. Come to Sky Sport.
Yeah,
No, I'm just being honest.
come on Red United TV.
No, exactly. Come on, Red United TV if you have to.
Nah,
Jordan.
you get what I
We'll
mean?
have you any day.
All day, every day.
I will still cuss you on my
what's
channel.
funny?
Don't get it twisted. You ain't gonna get the
What's
respect
funny?
that you want. You get me? You're not gonna tell me respect. Hey, respect. This doesn't mean nothing on my channel. That number that don't mean nothing on this channel. yeah. You telling me this? Respect. I will respect. I be like, yo, Jose, those free signs mean F-O in this channel, bro. You get me?
It's funny because did you see the documentary though? He tried to say to Harry Kane, yeah, we've got better players at Tottenham than United, but where are they?
Exactly. So big up Liam07 who said he should retire now, and he said that he woke up and chose violence, probably with
Thank you, Liam.
Daniel Levy. So, all right, let's move up to, of course, because we'll go deep again. Game of the week. Of course, we're not going to discuss the games. We're going to go straight into game of the week. This is my favorite part of the show where we discuss what was our game of the week on the weekend. And of course, as usual, guys, my game of the weekend is my blood class second team Arsenal again. And there's no reason why. I just want to troll. I just want to troll on Arsenal because why? Even though they drew, I have nothing to say about the team. I just like chatting shit about Arsenal. Dropping points again. Yo, we're in April, and Arsenal's still sitting 9th or 10th. Yo, hey, yo, Arsenal, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You need to get back into reality. Do you know what? Yeah, it's so funny. Again, I keep saying that Arsenal have the audacity to call us shit, and they're also in the Super League. How is it possible? They haven't won nothing in 10 years, nothing sustainable, not even the league in 10 years.
Let me tell you
and
why
they
that
joined the
happened.
Illuminati group. No way.
Because Britain know how to sell service. When it comes
Yeah,
to
of
selling
course,
service,
Frankie.
Britain
Frankie.
is the best country to sell service. So don't you think in terms of all these other countries in Europe, Britain was going to have the most teams?
But yes, man, as I was saying, Arteta out as always forever. You get me? That was my game of the week. Just seeing Arsenal dropping points and suffer. You get me? Of course, my special guest, One United Barbados. What was your game of the week?
No, same game as well. And this is why I'm gonna miss if this European league starts. Imagine getting a notification saying that Fulham is 1-0 up to Arsenal. Right? Yo,
Yeah.
I quickly wiped the coal out of my eye and I went straight and watched that game because here in Toronto it's like that game was shot at 8:30 in the morning, right? But it's a weekend, so I'm sleeping in late, right? But to get a notification that Fulham is 1-0 up, yo, I'm gonna watch that game. But that was my game of the week. And for Arsenal to score through D-Tech, Lacazette, and Nketiah in the 97th minute. And to see Arsenal fans celebrating like they just won the Super League. Sorry, I mean the Champions League. Sorry, I mean, yeah, man. But no, that the same as you, Ivorian Spice. That was my game, man.
Nah, I hear you still, man. And Jex, what was your game of the week?
Do you know what? This weekend I was out enjoying the sun. I didn't really watch any Premier League football, but similar to you, Big Phil, I was in IKEA yesterday and I got the notification that Arsenal were down. So I want to choose that game and I want to enjoy match of the day today after this show.
And Amok, what about you, bro? What was your game of the week?
I would say Manchester game, United match. I like to see what what's it called did yesterday, Greenwood. I was just impressed with his effort, like that. He didn't want to stop. He was just going. I love that. So just because he made my weekend, I have to give it to him, though. United match. That's my game of the week.
And Ems, what about you? Well, let me know what your game of the week was.
I would say, yeah, it was the what's it called it? Chelsea versus Man City. Man City couldn't get the quadruple, and if they win the treble, it's not the proper treble like us. So I was quite happy Chelsea beat them and getting up to the final. Even though I don't like Chelsea anyway, but listen, Man City sucking it. I don't like them, so that'll be my game of the week in my opinion. And I think Tuchel, you gotta give him props for that. Man's come in 3 months, and man's put his stuff on his team, yeah. And a certain manager at my club, people are telling me about we need to get fill the gaps for man like. So I don't know innit, but hey, that's for another day. But yeah, that's my game of the week.
All right, guys. I'm just gonna get you a quick intake. Of course, Manchester United are playing Leeds this weekend. The Bros Derby this time away. After smashing up Leeds 6-1 in the first game, we're gonna see whether Leeds can do the same to us, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's the same thing, especially that we had the game that we had in the first game. Hopefully it's the same result when we smack
Was it 6-1? Was it 6-1 or 5-2?
It was 6-1. It was
6-1.
6-1 at Old Trafford. Amok, of course, let me just get your quick intake on the match. How do you think Manchester United would do against Leeds? And your school position as well.
Like the boys been doing good. Like we got most of our experienced players back. So I believe every game, like I said last week, it's optimism. We should go there and win. We should go there and win, get the 3 point. But I thought this might be difficult this time around. So I'll go for United 2. We might get them 2-0.
2-0. That's strong from Amok. Ems, what about you? What do you think of how Manchester United will do it against Leeds?
For once, I think this is a game for Matt Fred, though. This is the type of game for Matt Fred. We need some high energy. So I think for this game, I think it'll be 2-1 United. 2-1 United.
2-1 United. That's what M says. And 1 United Barbados. What's your intake of Manchester United playing against Leeds and your score?
I'm actually gonna go for 4-love.
Oh,
Oof.
big game. Big win.
I'm actually gonna go for 4-love. Leeds have who? Rafinha, and that's about it.
What about
Not a
Bamford?
player though.
Bamford is good. Bamford got double figures.
But he needs about
Okay, but
35 chances to score a goal. Though. I can't lie.
yeah, just say Adebayor, yeah. But anyway, 4-love, yeah.
And of
I
course,
like
Jegs.
that. I like that.
Jegs, what about you?
I think.
Jegs.
With Leeds, there's always a potential for a high-scoring game, innit? Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm gonna have to
with
manage
Leeds,
this
there's always a
guy's mute
potential for a
button.
high-scoring game.
Yeah. What would your scoreline be? Is he still there?
Yeah, with Leeds, there's always a potential to be a high-scoring game. So I think it will be 3-2 to United.
3-2 to United, of course. Liam, of course, said 2-0 to United. I'm also going for the 2-0 win. And of course, guys, we're coming to the last part of the show, which of course where I've asked the random question. This week's question is going to be: who is your top 5 Premier League defenders of all time, starting from 5th to 1st? Now, this is the defenders that you've seen in your time. Doesn't have to be anyone, it's just your opinion of your top 5 defenders in the Premier League, ranked 5th to 1st. And I'm going to start off, set up the mood, of course, just in case, let you guys think. Because, of course, I've had the whole week to think about this. Because why? I wrote down the question myself. So yeah, I'm gonna start off in position number 5. I have Vincent Company at 5th position. Vincent Company, of course, solid defender, very influential for that Man City defender. One of the best defenders I've seen in the Premier League. And of course, coming in 4th place. Now, this is going to be a very interesting one. I'm going to have to go for someone that you would not think, which will be Tony Adams. Strong leader and a captain for Arsenal. A very good defender. 3rd place, John Terry. Virgil van Dijk's not getting in my list. Don't get it twisted. He ain't done F all. So let's forget all time. The guy's been top elite 2 years. And in his team as well, 1 Champions League 1 season, and then the Premier League next season. Look at them this season, nothing. Anyway, John Terry 3rd. Obviously, you know why John Terry, even though despite all the other things that's happened in his past and all that stuff, football-wise, John Terry was an absolute monster. I don't care what anyone has to say about that. 2nd place has to go for me, Emmanuel Vidic from Manchester United. And last but not least, my greatest all-time is Rio Ferdinand, the Rolls Royce of Manchester United defense. Simple as. I'm going to move it straight to 1 United Barbados again. Sorry, because you are the special guest. So, So I'm going to go straight to you from 5th to 1st.
My 5th is going to be similar to you. It's Vincent Company. Despite all the cameras being on Sergio Aguero and Robinho and David Silva at that time, Vincent Company is the guy who had Manchester City being solid at the back like Nicki Minaj. I kid you not, right?
Jeez.
That is my 5th. Number 4 for me has to be Ricardo Carvalho. Right?
Ooh.
Ricardo Carvalho in that defense with John Terry, I think they only conceded 13 or 12 goals in that Premier League season that they won the title with Jose Mourinho. So he's one of the defenders that has been forgotten, right? But Ricardo Carvalho for me comes in at number 4, right? Number 3 for me has to be Tony Adams. probably Arsenal's best captain, right, in terms of longevity and showing what a real defender and a true leader looks like, right? That's number 3 for me. Number 2, as much as I hate to say this, John Terry.
Yes.
John Terry, a leader on the pitch, but an idiot off the pitch. But John Terry formed a partnership with Ricardo Carvalho, probably one of the best defensive partnerships I've seen, close to Nemanja Matic and Rio Ferdinand, which brings me to my number 1 defender is Rio Antoine Ferdinand, a leader on and off the pitch, a great passer of the football forward, a great reader of the game, probably one of the best centre backs that I've seen, not only in the Premier League but in the world.
Yeah,
and that's my top. That's my top 5.
Spot on. Jegs, you are next.
This is a tough one, man. I want to go with Yap Stam, number 5. I thought he was solid, and he was very, very intelligent. He left obviously a bit too early, but great player. 4, Company.
Mm-hmm.
He should be further up, I think, maybe, but I want to stick him at 4 at the moment. What can I say? He won trophies at City. He was their main guy. Brilliant centre back, aggressive. 3, Vidic. If you want a defender to defend, Vidic is your guy. Just don't play him against Fernando Torres. Apart from Fernando Torres, Vidic. This is what I want from Maguire. Just a little bit of what Vidic had. That you can't be big and not use it, Just have that bit of. But Vidic, yeah, great defender. He's one of my. He is my favorite defender, but I'll put him at number 3 for now. 2, Tony Adams. For me, he was on the pitch. No one comes close to being a leader. When you talk about Tony Adams, he was instructions, not just to the back line, but to the midfield players as well. Very vocal. For number 1. Not just.
Is he there or is he?
What's
We didn't even get
that?
to number 1.
Man, what sort of question is that?
Yo, what was your number 1?
Real Ferdinand. My internet's moving mad.
Sorry. If Ferdinand is number 1, it seems like Ferdinand is a lot of people's number 1s, Yes. Ems, you on next, fam. What's your
wait.
first?
I thought at first you said best defenders in the world.
No, Prem.
I'd have been sweating, bro. I'm sweating.
Yeah,
But,
in the world, that'll be difficult, man.
No, that'll be difficult.
That'll be difficult.
5th, yeah. 5th, I'll go for Sol Campbell.
Oh,
I'll go for Sol Campbell. I thought solid. I thought it was pretty solid. Apart from he wasn't the greatest on the ball, but when it comes to recovery pace, I think he was probably one of the best at recovery pace, and he was decent there. 4th, I would say Vincent Kompany. I say that because I think Man City paid £5 million, 5.5, and he started at defensive mid, and he went from defensive mid to centre back, and he became a real leader with the captain's armband, and I think he was there at the start of Man City's successful period.
Yeah, it's a start.
So he was a good leader, good captain. Third, I would say, it's a toss-up, man. I was gonna say Tony Adams, but I don't think I watched. Like I was not that old when he was playing. But I'm gonna skip him. I think third I'll go for Nemanja Vidic. I think this guy's a warrior. Man will head anything. Like I feel the game. I think against Everton, FA Cup semi-final, he's a monster. I know we didn't go through, but he headed everything out. I remember he was competing against Fellaini, he headed everything. And I thought, yeah, this guy's a beast. And I think as much as I don't really want to say second, but he's scumbag. But you know, John Terry in it. But let's talk about on the pitch. Off the pitch, we'll be here for about 2 hours. On the pitch, captain, leader, and I think out of all the defenders we mentioned, he's the one. He has no pace, but man hardly ever got beaten, and that's
Trust me.
clever thinking by the brain. So I'll give it to him. But number one, obviously, South London's finest, Mr.
Peckham
Rio
finest.
Ferdinand.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mr. Rio Ferdinand. I think this guy had everything. Pace, quick. Bro, there were times, bro, man's kit weren't dirty, bro. So when man's kit weren't dirty,
It was crispy clean.
Yeah, it's clean.
Even
bro.
the shorts to the socks.
Yeah. So this guy don't go, and this is what I'm saying, about everyone talks about Wan-Bissaka 1v1 defending, Man's kit with dirty, bro. Not every day slide tackle. You see, you have to read the game. You have to read the game before something happens. You got to read it before it happens. You know what I'm trying to say? This is why Rio, for me, is the best Premier League defender. So yeah.
And last but not least, Amok. What's yours?
But you guys just helped me so much because going through it so easy right now. To be honest with you, the fifth guy would be John Terry. I feel like he was just a leader. Like he was meant to be my number one, but off pitch, it's not role model. And my second player would be my fourth player would be Tony Adams. He was just a monster. Like everyone knows what he did for Arsenal. Like brilliant. And the third person would be Vidic. Too much. This guy would bleed off his face, go wipe it off, come back in the pitch. That type was the bandage, all of that just to play. That's who you need. Like, and my second player would be John Terry.
Yep.
Because I feel like no, I'd call John Terry. John Terry my fifth.
John Terry was fine.
Yeah, I was like, John Terry's your fifth player. Yeah.
John Terry was my fifth.
I was thinking,
What's it cool? I just clocked that though. I just clocked it. No. What's it cool? My second player would be
Oh, come on.
No, I'm trying to decide between two players.
He said this is gonna be easy, and now you're struggling.
I'm not struggling. I'm just trying to decide between two players. Who to give number one? Okay, my second player would be Rio Ferdinand.
Yes,
I feel like my first player would be what's it called? What's it called? This guy's name, Roberto Carvalho from Chelsea. From Chelsea back in the days.
Are you sure, bro?
Yep. Like what he said, he just mentioned one thing. Mourinho's first season when he won the when he won the Premier League, he was underrated because obviously Britain, the British players get the hype. But if you saw what he did, you definitely know that. For me, like when I came to this country back then, that's when I got exposed proper to the Premier League. Started picking these individuals. To Adams, we know about history, what he done. And I've watched bare games, but Carvalho was good. Was really, really good and intelligent, and such a gentleman as well in the pitch.
Of course, we've got Liam 07, his choice, coming fifth. Virgil van Dijk coming fourth. Ferdinand, third, Company, and second, Terry. His all-time has to be Emmanuel Village. Big up to you, Liam. Of course, guys. And of course, guys, we have come to the end of the show. I know the sad part about this is that we have to end and we almost leave. But the show will continue next week, of course. You will catch us again. You'll catch me next week, Monday, of course. Guys, let's just plug in the guys so they can tell you where you can find them. I'm going to start off with One United Barbados. Plug yourself in. Tell these guys where they can find you.
Yeah, on Instagram, just search _Barbados. I'm also on Facebook for the Barbados Manchester United Supporters Club. And Facebook and Instagram, we'll just start with that for now. Eventually we'll get as big as Ivorian Spice as Red United TV. But until then, we'll stick to Instagram and Facebook. So @1United_Barbados.
And of course, Amok, where can the people find you?
They'll find me on Instagram, PrayFlaco_16.
And Ems, what about you? Where can the people find you?
But find me on the Insta, innit? Ems.w.dom.
M's my brother.
And Jegs, as well, where can the people find you?
Same place as always. Instagram, Jegs_United.
I thought you was gonna say the library, you know.
In the library. Of course, guys, we all remember that
I
when we
left the
first
library
started
alone
this podcast.
2020, man.
2020, yeah.
Banbury's been closed, so you can't say in the library. It's
I've
been
always
closed for a long
spied. He
time.
said,
It's
I'm
not
not sure.
essential.
Cavalli
But
was
yes,
a gentleman, you know.
guys,
I liked
you
him
can,
still.
of course, you can find me on this channel live and direct every Monday, 8 p.m., of course, with the match reaction. And of course, guys, remember to wait, should I say subscribe? No. Remember to follow the official Instagram account of Red United TV, which is Red United TV 1, baby, and the official TikTok account, which is Red United TV, and my personal Instagram account, which is Ivorian_Spice, across the Twitter and also the Snapchat. And last but not least, remember to subscribe, smash that like button. Remember to share, because sharing Ivorian Spice is caring. And ladies, as always, as I always say, because you guys watch me till the end. You man them, you fall off. You get me? You said you guys need Viagra to keep up with me, fam, to the end, bro. Well, you man with your semi thing. But ladies, as I was saying, of course, remember to share to your ex-boyfriend, your current boyfriend, the guy that's been trying to buy you lunch at work, of course, the shopkeeper that's been trying to get your number, the guy that's been trying to get your number from the bus stop and also at the train station. Remember to share to him. Also your pastor and also your uncle's friends that's been telling you, my oh my, you have grown. Share them the link. And when they see this and they say, what is this? Tell them you found a guy that does it way better than you. And of course, guys, remember to keep it united. And remember to keep it Red United. Because we out, baby. Peace out. And we see you next week, Monday.
Salute.
Peace.